Hey folks, Erick Blackwelder with a little story about Bob and Kathy who live in Lake Ridge, or did live in Lake Ridge, and they were in a tough situation because they were in a house they bought in 1992 for $180,000, a nice single family home, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, 2-story. They had put down 20%, about $37,000, and they financed the other 80% at 9.5%, which was the prevailing rate at the time. And over the years, they refinanced it down to 7% and then 5%, and then recently they refinanced it to 3.5% on a 15-year loan. Well, Bob is in rough shape. His knees are shot from many years with the 82nd Airborne doing parachute drops, and it's really painful for him to be going up and down the stairs going to and from the master bedroom. They'd really like to get a main level living house with a master bedroom on the main level. Now, Bob and Kathy were referred to me by Jim and Linda. Jim and Linda had a similar situation, and we were able to find them a terrific house, all on one level, and they love it, and so they referred Bob and Kathy to me. Well, I sat down and asked them what was their ultimate scenario, and they said, well, they'd really like to find the new house first and get it under contract and have a contingency to sell their house. So make the purchase contingent on the sale of their house. Well, I looked around their house and it was stuck back in the 1980s with a 1980s kitchen, a 1980s bathroom, hardwood floors from the 80s. And I said, folks, this isn't going to work because the millennials that are coming into the marketplace, they're looking for 2019 houses with 2019 kitchens that have stainless steel and granite or quartz and new cabinets. The best you can hope for with this house is that you might get an investor who will come in and buy it for $400,000 and then turn it around and put a bunch of contractors in it who will do a total gut job on it and put in a new kitchen, put in new bathrooms, put in new flooring, paint the whole thing, and then put it back on the market all fresh and brand new. And they said, well, we'd love to do that, but how much does that cost? And I said, you're looking at probably around $80,000 to $90,000. And they said, well, all our cash is tied up in our equity and in our TSP funds. And I said, okay, how much cash have you got? $30,000. Ooh, that's not going to work. So I said, well, you're going to have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because y'all are the kind of folks that like to have your ducks in a row. And we can get this done. I've done it with other people, but you're going to have to go about it by taking your ducks out of a row and put them in different places. And here's what's going to happen is we're going to have to find your next house first. Bob, you've got a disability with your VA loan, right? Yeah. 100%, yeah. I said, you don't have that VA loan tied to a house now, do you? Nope. I said, okay, we're going to go out, we're going to find your house, and we're going to buy it VA, no money down, no down payment. And because you have a 100% disability, there's no VA funding fee. There'll be no closing costs because I'll negotiate for the seller to pay that. And we'll get you in. Well, the payments will be so high. It's only going to be for a couple of months while we rehab this house. Now, as far as the rehab on this house goes, it works this way. I know of some contractors who will come in and for a $10,000 deposit, they will come in and do a total gut job on this house. New kitchen, new bathrooms, new flooring. They will bring this house current up into the 2019 era. And they will do it all with just a deposit, and then they will wait until settlement and take their money from the proceeds at settlement. So they get their money when you get your money out of the house. Am I making sense? Yes, Eric, you're making sense. I said that way you're not having to borrow from your TSP or get a home equity loan. They just take their money at settlement. Then you have all of your equity that's come out of the house, which is probably a little over $400,000. You're going to take that and you're going to refinance the loan on the new house to a conventional loan, and you're going to put all that money down as a down payment. So let's say the new house, to get what you want, is going to be about $580, and you're coming out of the old house with about $450. You chunk that down. That leaves you with about $140,000 left over to finance. So you put that on a 10-year note at 3.5%, so that in 10 years you're all paid off. No more mortgage on the house. Does that make sense? Oh yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I like that. So, do you see how we took your ducks out of a row, but then got the ducks back in a row? Yeah. So, do you think you can live that way? Because I just did this with my mother. Same thing. All right? So if my mom can do it, you can do it. Oh yeah, we can do that. So, that's what we're doing right now. The contractors are in the house. They're doing the kitchen and baths right now. Meanwhile, Bob and Kathy are in their new home. They're getting it all fluffed up and making it all look pretty. Stopped by there today around lunchtime just to see what was going on. They've got the furniture all set up in the family room. They bought new furniture for it, and it's looking terrific. So, if you know someone who would like to get out of a house that's not working for them anymore and into another house, and if they're cash poor but house wealthy and need some help getting that wealth out of the house, give me a call, 703-677-4155. 1120 and say, hey, Eric, help me. I'd be glad to. So this is Erick Blackwelder signing off with a wish to you to have a good day.